Today we have a different type of adventure than last month. We're not focusing on one city. We're not focusing on one location or one type of thing. We're actually going to look at a few different locations, starting with the one I'm going to now. And this one is a very special one from my childhood. This one is a very special one that will soon be disappearing. And I wanted to share it with you guys just so you can kind of appreciate it, and maybe during this last month while it's open, just go say hello, see some of the things that they have left, and try and remember how important it is to support your local businesses. So guys, first location, welcome to the Bracken Bird Farm. Hey guys, welcome back to the Wayfaring Trekker. Look at this! This is why nobody should live in California. September, and it's flooding our patio. It's a new year, and it's time for some new trips. The question is, if you were the Old West, who would you be? Upon looking back, I've just been amazed, shocked by the amount of impact that one city can have on a person's life. Take a moment to appreciate each other's company and be able to breathe. This place has seen better days. Out here they used to have a ton of ducks and other birds just swimming around and having a good time eating fish. But today, they just got rid of all their birds. So there's none left to see right here. It may be hard to believe, but when I used to come here as a kid, these cages were chock full of all kinds of birds. Chirping and flying around, just having a great old time. And these pens over here used to have things like donkeys, mules, even a camel. Just wander right up to the gate to get some snacks and say hello. The one creature I'm really glad that they still have here today, that are probably going to be going pretty soon, are the goats. These guys I have seen having fights, making love, and sleeping in the oddest positions. And they're still just as adorable today as when I used to come here, not so long ago as a child. The biggest problem, in my opinion, with this place is even today it's a little bit hard to find. And although they keep it looking beautiful and they have great people working inside, if you can't find a place, it's hard to go there. And if you can't go there, you can't see all the great things that you can tell your friends about to get them to come out with you.
Thank you.
I actually owe all the thanks to finding this place to my wonderful madre. Now this place is not to be taken for a regular mom and pop shop, because this place has been in the newspaper and is recognized by the community of Redlands for all of the great times and success. As you can see right here, we're not the only ones having the Winter Olympics. Here you could see every kind of bird in every shape, every size, and every color. Ooh, mama. Unattended children will be given espresso and a free kitten. I hope you guys don't have any food allergies, let alone cat allergies. Not a whole lot of birds left, guys, but there's still a beautiful atrium that you can walk right through if you just take the time here in the next month or two to come to the Bracken Bird Farm. If you guys remember, in my last month's megasode, I talked about the importance of oranges to the city of Redlands. Well, even in the atrium here at the Bracken Bird Farm, they haven't forgotten. They have a lot of great things that your bird can enjoy. And if your bird's lonely, you even buy it a cuddle bone. Wait, is that how you spell cuddle? If you guys see this before they're closed here in April, feel free to come on down and grab yourself a bird. They may not be here much longer, but you could come and support them while they are. Now, most people don't know this, but a parrot actually has its own Bill of Rights. So make sure you get a chance to read this before you ever take one home, because you violate this, the federal government might come running after you. I do have to admit, one of my favorite things as a kid coming down here was talking to the parrots and seeing if I could ever get to copy what I had to say. Most of the time, they had their own things to say, but every once in a while, it would mock me. In the best possible way, of course. Oh, mama! Look at the size of that egg. Now, one thing my mom pointed out to me is, although we have birds in there, we also have some birds out here, just eating away at all the seed that's there to be offered. Kind of like when the in-laws come to visit. You know, they just eat everything, poop everywhere, and hang out. One of my personal favorite things about my mom is she always has a buck for me. Come on! Free food? Nothing? America at its finest.
Okay, here you go, guys. Here. Come on, babies. Here you go. What, you can't even bend over to eat it? Come on. Yum yums. Come on. Come on, babies.
Their business. Cool. This is the last handful I will ever throw at a goat at the Bracken Bird Farm. Momentous occasion at the boat goat. Ta-da! Success! That's awesome. I got him out of his boat. This is the official farewell now. We're moving on from the Bracken Bird Farm and on to the next amazing location.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Right to get crisp before we go on our way. Whether it's sunshine or really cold weather, everything goes awesome when your friends are together. Alright, so our first stop was to pick up this guy. This is Christopher Kallstrom, best friend and little brother. And the step right after that was going to be to pull up our GPS and listen to Liam Neeson in his sultry voice guide us to Disneyland. But apparently, now that the commuter's done, so is the GPS, so...
been a while since Chris has been here. How long has it been since you've been here, Chris?
I'd say several months.
Yeah,
Last time was around October last year.
Yeah, you came here with your sweetheart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
That was amazing. Great anniversary.
Did you have a favorite ride or thing that you're looking forward to doing again?
Space Mountain is up there.
All right, well, we'll see if we can knock that out today. We just got off the bus here at the main entrance of the Disneyland Resort. You know, you go to the right, you have the main Disneyland park. You go to the left, you got Disney California Adventure. But before you go in, there's a few things you need to know. The ticket prices and Max Pass, because if you don't have a ticket, you're not going anywhere. But if you get a ticket, you have the option for $10 extra or $75 if you're getting a pass to get the Max Pass. A lot of people are asking me, what's so important about the Max Pass? Is it worth your money? Well, it depends on how fast you want to move through things. Because if you get the Max Pass in the park, you pay $10 if you're just coming for a day. And what it does is you get on your phone and you load up both parks once you get into the park. You can pick any ride you want that has a Max Pass feature or a Fast Pass feature, and you can select your Fast Pass. What that means is you can walk right in the gate, click, click, click. Now you have a Fast Pass for the Matterhorn. Great. So you look at your times, you come back for that time, and as soon as you come up, you get your phone out and you scan. As soon as you scan, you can get your next Fast Pass. So I'm in the Matterhorn ride, and I want to go on Haunted Mansion next. I scan at the Matterhorn, click, 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 Haunted Mansion. Ready to go. It's pretty quick, it's pretty easy, tells you all the times, all the details you need to know, and from there you can decide what you're going to do all day. You can move around the park, you can keep going on the same ride, completely up to you. Now like I said, it's $10 per ticket if you're just going for a day. If you get the pass, you have the $75 option, which is worth it. Once you go 8 times or more, you're going for free and using your Max Pass for free. So I highly recommend you get the Max Pass. I love it. My friend Chris and I, we're going to use it today. Now, it should also be noted that ticket prices are always changing. On some days, you can gain entry to Disneyland as low as $97, while on others, the price can shoot up to $135. Now, once you get in the park, you need to be very careful what you do, because although generally people don't have a problem here, you need to be very conscious of what people want to be filmed, of what kind of things are appropriate and not appropriate to wear, and so on. They have a very strong security staff here. They are very aware of everything you do. And some people get paranoid about that. Some people get worried and annoyed by that. I think it's the greatest thing ever, because when I come here, I never have to worry about anything going wrong as long as I behave myself. I know security has my back. I know that the media department has my back as long as I film what I'm supposed to, respect their rules, and talk appropriately. There's some people on YouTube who complain about, oh, I got stopped by security, they kicked me out for filming. And they get mad because they're doing a YouTube channel which is making a lot of money. They're going behind the scenes and filming things they're not supposed to. And I want to be an advocate for the opposite, because I just got stopped by security because of the shot where I was talking about Max Pass. They thought that my friend Chris here was interviewing me, and he was not, because we're here together. So they stopped me and talked to me and asked me some questions. They're very polite, and once I explained everything to them, showed them my footage, they were very gracious and went ahead and let us into the park. Disneyland security is the best. It really is. I've never had a problem with them, and when I was here back in the day causing trouble, they didn't come up to me and kick me right out. They just came up to me, told me what I was doing wrong, asked me to fix my behavior, and thanks to my friend Manuel, I did, and I was able to maintain that good behavior. So we're going to go ahead and move on down Main Street. I'm going to show you some neat things, but I really wanted to make sure that the security here got their dues for doing such an outstanding job. Now, right as you enter the park, you'll notice one difference right away. They've had some walls up for a while, but now they have finally installed the railway system and the brand new bricks for the Main Street horse-drawn carriages and cars. As you move down Main Street, there's a lot to be seen. You got shops, you got arcades, you got walls. But one of the things a lot of people miss is the detail paid to the windows of these shops. You can see that there are names in these windows. You can see that there's businesses assigned to each name. And what these are dedications to people who have put their lives and their very heart and soul into the Walt Disney Company. Now, while we're talking about fun little things hidden along Main Street, there's actually a porch that's been up here since the very beginning And this porch actually used to have a store inside of it. They don't have a sign up anymore, except for this one. Fargo's Palm Parlor, a place of the future. And interestingly enough, when this place opened, they sold lingerie. I'm pretty sure people knew what future they had in mind. Alright, now I've already talked about these before. This is a fuel rod. This was in one of my vlogs a few weeks ago. Now I want to talk a little bit more in detail about it, and I want to stress this is not sponsored. This is just me talking about something that I really enjoy in the parks that a lot of people don't know about. So come on over here and I'll show you how this works. Right here, there are 5 of these in the park, and they are $30 each. And what happens is sometimes your phone gets low, and you need something to recharge it with. And you don't always have a stick just floating around in your pocket unless you're prepared. So you come here, you pay 30 bucks, and you get a fuel rod. What happens is you look here, it says buy or swap. You just click buy, and it opens up the first page, which tells you you can order 1 for 30, 2 for 60, or 3 for 90. It's all 30 bucks no matter which way you go. Now you want the ones, so you click next and you go on to here. Now you can swipe your card, or you can use a promotional code if you have one. Now once you get this fuel rod right here. Pops it right out of the bottom, and you instantly get a little cartridge, which I'll show you in just a second here, with all the little goodies. Now when you first get this, it's going to be fully charged. It comes in this little container with the instructions attached to it, and it's going to come with 3 different charging cables. One of them for your regular Android device, one of them for your Apple device, and there's even an extender for the newer Androids that have the larger input. When you get this, just like I said, you use it, and when it's all gone, you take it, you come back here, and you have the second option that we kind of went over real quickly. You click swap. Now it's going to give you instructions on how to insert this. And you're going to take your fuel rod, you're going to put it directly in the top. And now come down here, Chris, and watch this slot. I'm going to put it in right now. And there's a freshly charged cable. Fuel rod, guys. I'll show you some locations right now. Now right here across from my favorite restaurant, the Carnation Cafe, is the very first fuel rod location when you come to the park. And that's right over here in the locker and storage area. You go in, and it's right there on the left. The second fuel rod location here in the park is right behind the Star Trader, under where the old Starcade entrance used to be. Right in that little nook and cranny behind the building. This third station is really easy to find. You walk out of the exit, it's a small world, and it's right out in the open. Now the fourth fuel rod location is located right here in Frontierland in the Westward Ho Trading Co. building. You just go straight in the store and all the way to the back. And the fifth charging station is stored right here in the back of the Critter Country. You have the Winnie Pooh Ride exit right here. And you go directly into this doorway and to the left at Pooh's Corner. Now for the last little segment here, we're going to stop and see a famous figure. We are going to check out one of the greatest moments with Mr. Lincoln, the president of all presidents throughout our history.
The world has never had a good definition of the word liberty. And the American people just now are much in want of one. We all declare for liberty, but in using the same word, we do not all mean the same thing. What constitutes the bulwark of our liberty and independence? It is not our frowning battlements, our bristling sea coasts. These are not our reliance against tyranny. Our reliance is in the love of liberty, which God has planted in our bosoms. Our defense is in the preservation of the spirit which prizes liberty as the heritage of all men, in all lands, everywhere. Destroy this spirit, and you have planted the seeds of despotism around your own doors. At what point shall we expect the approach of danger? By what means shall we fortify against it? Shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us with a blow? Never. All the armies of Europe, Asia, and Africa combined could not by force take a drink from the Ohio or make a track on the Blue Ridge in a trial of 1,000 years. At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring from amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we ourselves must be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all times, or die by suicide. Neither let us be slandered from our duty by false accusations against us, nor frightened from it by the menaces of destruction to the government, nor of dungeons to ourselves. Let us have faith that right makes might. And in that faith, let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it.
That show never gets old, and amidst all the changes going on, it's nice to have something from the good old days. There's a lot to see, a lot to enjoy here at Disneyland, and there's a lot more to enjoy in the neighboring park, Disneyland, California. For this time, we're just going to stop here, and maybe, just maybe, soon we'll get to explore DCA. Alright guys, so you've made it past 2 of my amazing locations for today's episode. Here is the last. This one is down here in the middle of nowhere, but it is not to be ignored. Welcome to the Frank & Son Collectible Show. As you guys can see, they have just about everything. And I do mean everything. Not only do they have what you're looking for on a daily basis, but they also got some creepy stuff. For all the Disney fans out here, I highly suggest you come down sometime. They have a section here. 100% Disney trading bins.
I think I'm in heaven. Just look at that stuff.
Fair warning, you stay here long enough, you'll end up dying because you can't get everything.
Somehow you feel entitled to a raise?
Well, after drooling for a while over all these good things here at the Frank & Sons, I'm going to get myself some grub. Because if I don't, I'm probably going to die.
and so do I. I've no commitments, what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Heh, you just got rickrolled.
But seriously, this is now the end of the episode. I just want to give you a really quick peek of that because Frankensons is a great example of some of the smaller things that we'll be doing in the coming months. And while we're talking about some of the things that are coming up, I also wanted to give you a quick disclaimer. Because of some family things that are coming up, I probably will have to cut back on my vlogging a little bit. I'm not going to go into detail with exactly what's going on, but suffice it to say, my grandfather-in-law just got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and he's very ill. And we are living in his home, and I'm going to be helping him out with some things, probably until he passes. So that will be taking up a lot of my time, and that may take away from some of my vlogging time. I may have to stay home more, and so on. Maybe I'll turn that into a segue into recording some gaming, if that's something you guys want to see. I don't know. With that also in mind, there is a positive thing that is coming up, and that is my wife's due date. May 2nd is when my wife is due to give birth to my firstborn son. I have my little baby girl, and she's napping over there, but my firstborn son is expected to get here anytime between now and May 2nd. So it's getting tight, which means there are more symptoms to deal with. There are some major events coming up, water breaking, Braxton Hicks, different things like that that we need to be taking care of. Between that and my grandfather, a lot of my time will be put into taking care of my family and not so much my YouTube. But I will still have my Real Talk episodes. I will still have my Wayfaring Trekker episodes. So I will still be making sure that you guys get at least 2 videos a month. And I'm going to try and sneak in some vlogs and maybe some gaming if that's what you guys want to see. Completely up to you. Keep in mind my type of gaming is like Lego Star Wars stuff, so it's not what you're expecting. Thank you guys for making it this far in my episode. Thank you for joining me on this little adventure that I took this last month. We will not be doing 3 locations all the time. That was last month, this month. And next month we will be going to 1. One very special location. So, adios for today. Thank you for coming along on the Wayfaring Trekker. Have an intense future. Hey guys, this is a video that was filmed starting in January. Hi, I'm James Hahn. My dad was a martial artist who did multiple tournaments. Here's a look at a few of his trophies. Now, for a little backdrop, let me just share with you this. This episode is about how I began to realize the man that I could become. We're going to go to the beautiful place that helped make me the man that I want to be and the man that I am right now. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on another adventure. If you like what you saw, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw for any reason, please feel free to leave a comment, and of course, there's always the dreaded dislike button. If you'd like to communicate with me, feel free to contact me either through Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. They can all be found under my name, James Eugene Hahn. If you'd like to support me financially, feel free to check out my Patreon link as well. Whatever we do in the future, it'll be intense. Hope to see you there.